side of UFC fighter Mike Perry punching a man at a Texas restaurant Tuesday night. After punching the man, Perry could be heard using the N-word several times. It should be noted that the man he punched and the surrounding crowd appeared to be Caucasian. After the incident, Perry simply tweeted, quote, "No comment." So, Shannon, how should he be punished for using the N-word?
Well, Skip, considering that he's used the N-word before and there's been no punishment by the UFC, I don't see how he's going to get punished on this situation. But he have bigger fish to fry with the police department. Because unlike you and I, Skip, his hands are considered lethal weapons. So if he picked up a bottle, had a knife, or some type of instrument in his hand, that is a lethal weapon. His hands are a lethal weapon. Now, I didn't know a whole lot about him, Skip, but the other day I watched his fight, and I thought it was cool because unlike most MMA fighters, his girlfriend was in his corner.
She has been.
And so I was like, man, that's cool. I mean, that's an awful lot. I said, that's showing me something. But then I listened to the video. And let me tell people something at home. Alcohol will change your character. It doesn't change your morals. You see, when you're drunk or you're angry, you say you will speak your heart. Now, everything he said while he was intoxicated, he always wanted to say. When he called his girlfriend the garden tool, that's what he thinks of her. That's what he's wanting to say. But alcohol gives you the cover of darkness, Skip. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why more things happen at the dark than in the daylight, because the darkness gives you a cover. Alcohol gave him a cover to utter what he uttered. That's who he is. Skip, and then this, you know what, had the nerve to say, I'm 2% black. Hell, I guess since I had egg whites this morning, I'm 0.5% egg or chicken or something, huh, Skip?
As many egg whites as you eat, you might be 1%.
Man, you just talked about it. You know how we hate, I got Jewish friends, because police pull him over, and he's been in, what you think they put on that thing? They ain't put, 2% black. They don't put Copland Asian. They put white, they put black or African American, they put Asian or Hispanic. That's what they put. They don't put 2%. What, you went to Ancestry.com or something? Skip, this is ridiculous. I can't believe that he had the audacity to say, well, because I'm 2%, I get the right to use that. And he's, like I said, he said it before. He got into a spat with Michael J. White. Skip, I don't know if you know who that is. He's an actor that's been in a lot of martial arts movies. And he uttered, he tried to be cool and put the A on the end of it. Nah, bruh, you can't do that. That's just like, I wouldn't try to be cool with the Hispanic community and talk to them like they talk to each other. But I don't believe Dana's gonna do anything, because there've been a lot of physical confrontations before. It's not like he said this. Now, if he'd have said this at a press conference or something, it might be different. But I don't believe in. Plus, Dana is he's trying to get this Fight Island going. That's the last thing on his mind. I'm sure he's been briefed of the situation, but I don't see any punishment coming unless it comes from, I guess, the Texas PD or whatever's going to handle this.
Which is why Dana may just sit back and let the police take care of this, because it is now a big police matter.
Yeah.
I believe he decked 2 people.
It's going to cost him a couple of dollars, too.
Yeah, okay. So, Mike Perry spent the first part of his childhood in Flint, Michigan. What's Flint known for? A lot of good basketball players have come out of there and played at Michigan State, called the Flint Stones, right?
Yep.
Mike Perry says he went to a majority black school in Flint, and it had maybe 10 white kids in it. And he says he was bullied, and he learned to fight, not by choice, but by self-defense purposes, and that he fought his way through that school until his parents up and moved to Florida. But he spent the first part of his childhood in that school fighting. Sometimes he said almost for his life. But because of that, he seems to feel like he sort of grew up in the black culture. But to your point, as we see there, he's just not a black man. So that word that you spoke of, that we've talked about many times on this show, the most evil, vile word in the English language is the N-word that ends in the hard ER, the one that Riley Cooper spat out at that country western concert while he was inebriated because he was mad at some ushers or security people. And he said, I'll fight all the N's, plural here, with the hard ER. That's over and done for me. You're out. you're cut,
Right.
you're done. As you well know, way better than I know, your community took that word and drained the poison out of it and put an A on the end of it and made it a term of endearment to be spoken only by black people to black people.
Correct.
It's a we're all in this together term.
Right.
That makes you feel like we've all suffered and we know what it feels like.
Correct.
So that in or that in, but it's with the A on it.
Correct.
He constantly uses that word as if he is black.
Yeah.
And you cannot do
No.
it. I've said this, I've told so many of the kids that come to our shows, no, you can't use it. As much as you love rap music,
Yeah.
you can't go to the concert and scream out that word in the lyrics that's being uttered or sung by, obviously, a black rapper.
Correct.
Who wrote it.
Right.
So he's using that word constantly. So he's not using it against white people, or I'm sorry, against black people as in you're an N with the ER on it. He's not calling black people that. He's got the bar looked like it was in Lubbock, Texas.
Right.
It looked like it was if not all white people, right?
But he did, but in the end though, Skip, you hear the hard ER.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Some of it was blurry.
Oh yeah. He put now a lot of times on the on IG when he's going back and forth, he used the A.
Okay.
But on that video last night, no, he put that ER, big E, big R.
Okay.
Emphasis.
Well, to that point, at some point, Dana has to step in. Again, maybe this is a police matter right now.
Yes.
But at some point, especially in the day and age we now live in, you have to challenge that and you have to punish that. And that's what I love about this point in time we're in. At least we're to the point where the vestiges of slavery, the symbols of racism are being challenged.
Right.
Successfully challenged. And racism that used to just hide in plain sight is now openly challenged. It's open season on racism. Well, then that must be challenged. I couldn't hear that on the tape. I thought the A word.
Yeah, because I think there was a black man that was trying to calm him down also. I think everyone was basically trying to calm him down. His girlfriend was pleading, let's just leave, let's leave, Mike, let's just leave. And then for him to call her out of her name and talking about, you're not on my side. Skip, I'm telling you, man, people, like I said, alcohol is a cover. Because what it does is like, man, I was drinking. You knew exactly. You knew exactly because guess what, Skip? All alcohol does is it breaks down your fear, your inhibition. It gives you courage. And then you use that as the crutch. Well, I was inebriated or I was intoxicated. You knew what you were doing. You knew what you were doing. Now, I got some places I can take him in Atlanta. I can take him to the Bluff. And Skip, I know you don't know, but the Bluff is an acronym. You know what it stands for? You better leave, you effing fool. Or I can take him to the SWATs. I can take him there and let him use that word and let's see how it come out.
What is the Bluffs?
You better leave, you effing fool. That's a section of Atlanta. And they don't play. They real about it over there. In Southwest Atlanta. There's a section that Metro 8, I think it's Metro 8. Let it go, bro. He wouldn't last 2 minutes. He yelled that word one time, it's over, kaput.
Well, I would hope there are other places in this country that he.
I mean, you're in the right place. I mean, you get in the right place. Like I tell people, a lot of times we see this stuff on Skip, and I don't know if you saw this, but there's in Bloomington over the weekend on the 4th, they actually tried to get a black man, and the guy said, "Get a noose."
Tried to hang him. Yeah.
So
They had him pinned up against the tree. I saw it.
I wonder if they were going to use. Was it going to look like that was in Bubba Wallace's garage? Was the noose going to look like that?
Probably would have.
So Skip, I just don't. I don't get it. I don't. Why you feel comfortable doing that, and why you feel it. After a certain while, Skip, you know how alcohol does you. You know what it does to you. So it's best if you. Now I've been around guys, Skip. They go solely to the bar to do what he did, to get drunk and to fight. But something happened in like the late 80s, 90s. Guys stopped fighting and they started laying you down with other instruments. They pulled a stick out on you. Ain't nobody knuckling up, talking about fight fair. Ain't no such thing, it's a fight. Ain't no fair in fight. So he gonna have to be careful, Skip, because he gonna catch the right person on the wrong day, and it's going to be a sad day. So just stop, bro, stop this. You about to be on the come up in the UFC. You fighting. You got your name out there. It was a great story that you got your girl, because I've never seen it. I'm not saying it's never happened before, but I've never seen I think Wolf. I think there was in boxing. I think I forget her last name was Wolf, but she trained a fighter that won a title. But you don't see this in MMA, Skip. You don't see women in the corner. And so it was a great story, and then you go F it up. In 1 week, this is what you've done. It's
Well.
I don't. But you know what, Skip? Think about it. When whites or a certain race of people get mad at black, what is the word they go to? What's their go-to word? Because they know it's that trigger. They go to that end with that, you say with that hard R at the end. They know it. It's universal. It doesn't matter the country. They'll yell that word because that word is inflicting more pain on the black population than any other word in history.
Totally agree.
All right, we are moving on to Senator Kelly Loeffler, who has doubled down on her comments against the Black Lives Matters movement. We'll give you the details next.